Text tells us that a huge Russian arms smuggler named Petrov has captured a CIA spy and is hiding on one of Philippines' islands. The USA government sends a Delta Force team to South Philippines to rescue that CIA spy. There are 4 commandos in the team whose names are Kinney, Abel, Bishop, Sugar. After landing on the island, they directly contacts their drone pilot Reaper. Reaper tells them the location of their target, and they leave on foot towards their target. After walking all night, they reach their target. They all take their positions and keep Petrov on target. But their job goes awry because a major terrorist named Saeed Hashimi comes to meet Petrov. Saeed Hashmi shoots Petrov from behind and decapitates Petrov's wife in front of Petrov. Saeed Hashmi is about to behead Petrov's son. Then Sugar shoots Saeed Hashmi's leg. Kinney tells Reaper the location of the terrorists, and Reaper fires a missile at the terrorists. Kinney is seen by the terrorist, and to save Kinney, Sugar kills the terrorists, from which the terrorists knows the location of all of them. Abel is shot in the stomach, and Kinney rushes to him, but Abel dies at the same time. Kinney tells Sugar that Abel is dead. Sugar tells Kinney to run away from there. Meanwhile, terrorists shoot missile at Bishop and Sugar. Kinney thinks they are all dead, so he runs away. Kinney contacts Reaper and tells him that everyone is dead. Reaper tells Kinney about the extraction point that happens to be near him. Kinney reaches the extraction point after a long journey, and a helicopter also lands there to pick him up. But then many terrorists attack the helicopter. Reaper shoots missile at the terrorists from the drone, but there are too many terrorists and they are shooting at all the helicopter. Therefore, the helicopter leaves from there. At the same time, Reaper sends an aircraft there so that Kinney can escape from there. The aircraft attacks the terrorists, due to which Kinney manages to escape from there. As Reaper tells Kinney about the second extraction point, Kinney's foot slips and he falls into the water. Reaper tells Kinney that some terrorists have spotted you and are coming towards you. Kinney takes out his gun and starts shooting at the terrorists and goes away and hides, but a terrorist catches him. Reaper's duty ends, but he pleads with his boss to give him some time so that he can get his commandos out of the enemy area. His boss allows him to do over duty. When Kinney woke up, he found himself tied up. Meanwhile, Sugar comes there and attacks the terrorists and kills them and rescues Kinney. Sugar tells Kinney that Bishop is alive and is being held by enemies. Kinney contacts Reaper and tells him that Bishop and Sugar are alive, but Bishop is in enemy possession. Reaper tells them to hurry back to the extraction point, but they both refuse because they cannot leave their partner there to die. Kinney tells Reaper the location of the terrorists and asks him to carry out 2 airstrikes. Kinney and Sugar enter the terrorists' house and attack them and kill many terrorists, but a terrorist throws a bomb at Kinney and Sugar. The bomb explodes, knocking Kinney and Sugar unconscious, and both of them are locked in cages. There, Bishop and the CIA spy are also locked in cages. Sugar is taken out of the cage. Saeed Hashmi makes a video of Sugar and shoots him. Reaper's boss brings another drone pilot and asks Reaper to go home. Then Reaper gets angry with his boss and insults him, which also angers his boss, and lifts Reaper from there and makes the other drone pilot sit. Saeed Hashmi pulls Kinney out of the cage and hits him in the mouth with a hammer, which breaks one of Kinney's teeth. Kinney tells him that there is going to be an airstrike here very soon, but Saeed Hashmi does not believe him and asks him about his other colleagues. Kinney tells Saeed Hashmi that there were only 4 of us, and there is no one with us, and tells him again that there is going to be an airstrike here very soon. But still, Saeed Hashmi does not believe Kinney. Then the pilot of the drone throws a missile at the terrorists' hideout, which destroys the entire hideout of the terrorists. Kinney is under the water, so nothing happens to him. Then he quickly goes and rescues the CIA spy, and when he goes to rescue Bishop, Saeed Hashmi is there. Kinney picks up a dagger and stabs Saeed Hashmi in the stomach and punches him in the face a lot. Then Kinney picks up the wireless radio and pulls Bishop out of the cage. There are only a few minutes left before the second airstrike, so Kinney quickly calls his headquarters, but all the commandos are busy watching the match on TV. Then a commando picks up Kinney's phone. Kinney asks him about Reaper, but the commando is busy watching the match and without listening to him, gives him Reaper's number and hangs up the phone. Kinney quickly calls Reaper, but Reaper is on the phone with his wife. So Kinney sends a voicemail to Reaper, telling him he's alive and telling Reaper to call off the airstrike. As soon as Reaper hears Kinney's voicemail, he rushes to his headquarters. The drone pilot is about to do the second airstrike. Then Reaper reaches there at the right time and stops the pilot from doing the second airstrike. And in this way, the lives of Kinney, Bishop, and the CIA spy are saved. Then Reaper goes to the commandos who are watching the match. Reaper angrily tells these commandos that some of our commandos' lives are at stake, and you all are busy watching the match here. Then Reaper breaks the television and leaves, and the movie ends here.